देखिए राजेश सर, अक्षरा नहीं।
हेलो हेलो बंद हो ना क्या आप करो यहाँ पे आइए आप लोग भी आइए। हेलो 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 सर आप तो नहीं यहाँ आइए आइए सर आइए। तो बताइए
शांति पृथ्वी शांति आप शांति औषधय शांति वनस्पतय शांति विश्वदेवा शांति ब्रह्मा शांति सर्वं शांति शांतिरेव शांति क्षमा शांतिरेधि। ॐ एक, दो, तीन।
Screen share. Screen share stop. Hello. Once again, most welcome to all the participants in the today's in-house training program. The resource person of this first session is Mr. Rajesh Kumar, and the topic is teaching strategies in English. So, मैं राजेश कुमार सर को आदर करने के लिए अपने अतिथियों से आग्रह करूंगा कि बुके देकर उन्हें इस कार्यक्रम में सम्मानित किया। Now, this is time to start our first session. So, I call to Mr. Rajesh Kumar to come up to the podium and start the first session.
Welcome to you all in this first session of in-house training program. Today, I, Rajesh Kumar, am going to present my topic, teaching strategies in English. Before we start the topic,
as you know that this is a very interesting topic. We all are teachers and we have to teach students or children in the class. While teaching, we have to adopt some strategies. What are the strategies that should be adopted while teaching English? That is the topic for today. So I am going to start this topic and I am going to share my views regarding this topic. As you know, the first word that comes in our mind, that is English. If anyone asks you, what is English? That time its answer is very simple. English is a language. There are many languages in this world. It is said that there are about 6,000 languages in the whole world. Among those 6,000, about 1,400 languages are spoken in our country. It means there is a great diversity in our country regarding English. As you see that Hindi, English, Sanskrit, Urdu, Tamil, Telugu, Odia, Kannada, Bengali, Marathi, Malayalam, these all are different languages and English is one of the language. Then question arises, what is language? Language is a medium of communication. It means with the help of language, we communicate with others. The idea, the feeling, whatever is present in your heart, in your mind, that you express or communicate with the help of a language. Suppose any idea came in your mind and you want that your idea should go to others. That time you take help of a language to communicate your idea, to send your ideas or receive your ideas. It means with the help of language, we can express our feeling, we can express our views, or whatever is present in our mind, we can make others understand with the help of language. When this language is told, that time you should know that there are 4 skills of language. Those skills are listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Whenever we start learning a language, that time the sequence is LSRW. L means listening, S means speaking, R means reading, and W means writing. At first we listen a language. But the question arises, when do we start listening the language? Generally, it is said that when we take birth, from that very time, we start listening. But if you read the story of Abhimanyu, that time you will find that Chakravyuh was learned how to cross a Chakravyuh, how to break Chakravyuh. It was learned by Abhimanyu when he was not born. That time he was in his mother's womb, and where he learned it. Actually, Arjun was saying the story to Abhimanyu's mother, and that time Abhimanyu heard that very story. That time he was not born. And when the time came, Arjun was not in the battlefield, he was far from the battlefield that time. And Chakravyuh was made. That time Abhimanyu told that I can break 6 doors of the Chakravyuh. It means he was listening those all things when he was not born. Even nowadays, medical science also proves it that we start listening before our birth. And it is suggested that when a woman is pregnant, that time she should live in a good environment because there is effect of that very environment on the children. After that, speaking comes. After some time, at the age of 10 months, children start speaking 1 or 2 words. Generally, the first word which is spoken by children is Ma. You can also say this is a gift for mother to bear such difficulties for her children. And later on, we learn words, different words, we start making sentences, and after that, we express each and everything with the help of a language. It takes some time. At the age of 4 or 5 years, generally children learn how to speak. But what to speak and what not to speak, it takes us whole life to learn. You may be a learned person, but sometimes your word affects others. Its effect is negative on others. because that time your words were not appropriate, your words were not suitable. So we learn how to speak at the age of 4 or 5, but it takes our whole life to learn what to speak and what not to speak. After learning speaking, we learn reading. This is the third skill of a language. For reading, generally, we have books from alphabet we start learning. After that, we learn words, and from words we make sentences, and from sentences paragraph are made. And at last, there is writing skill. So it is called LSRW: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. That is the last step, that is writing. You will find that there are many persons in our society. They never learn this skill of a language. It means they don't know how to write their names. Although they can speak a language, when you speak something, they can understand it. Some people can also read a language, but there is a problem in writing that language. There may be that if there is any word of Bengali or Gujarati, you may read it. But if you have to write that word, it is a problem for you. So writing is the last skill that is developed in a person, or a person develops this quality or this skill at last. So these are the four listening skills of a language. Now we should know that how to develop listening skill, or what are the strategies that should be adopted for developing listening skills. Actually, there are 3 steps of listening. That is before listening, during listening, and after listening. Whenever you are going to speak anything, you want to make students learn how to listen. So when they start listening, before that you should make the learner attentive. Suppose I come here and I start my topic. Before that, I tell you welcome to you all, or good morning, or good evening. Actually, by saying these words, welcome or good morning, I want to make you attentive. It means I am preparing you for listening my ideas, for listening my views, for listening my words, for listening my sentences. It means after addressing, like dear brothers and sisters, it attracts you and makes you aware of the things which are coming. So before listening, we should make aware. After that comes during listening. After the time when I start speaking, or when a person starts speaking, that time another person listens. So when they are attentive, when you make your listeners attentive, after that you should express what you want to express. You should speak after that, and they will listen. So during listening and after listening is when you finish your sentences, your words, what they have learned, that should be known. Whether they are able to grasp you or not. For that, generally, what do? We ask some questions, or we tell learners to repeat what I have spoken. So there are 3 processes, or 3 ways of teaching listening skill, and that is before listening, during listening, and after listening. Now, how to make listening activities successful? There are some ideas by which you can make listening activities successful. First of all, control noise. when you are speaking, that time you should control noise. Suppose there are 10 learners, 10 students, or 10 children are sitting, and 5 of them are gossiping, they are talking. If you are speaking, that time other students will not be able to listen what you are going to say. So you must control noise. Suppose here I am speaking and noise is coming. That time you will not be able to listen exactly what I am going to say or what I said. So to make listening activity successful, you should control the noise. Equipment. There must be some equipment for listening activities. Suppose this is a big hall. It has capacity of sitting more than 300 people at a time. So I must have such an equipment which can spread my voice to 300 people. You may have seen when there is any rally and thousands of people gather there for listening. A personality, a speaker. What is done? Everywhere there is loudspeaker, so that his voice may come to those persons who are listening. So equipment is necessary. Even in classroom, you should try to manage such equipment by which students will be able to listen to you. Third one is repetition. For making this activity successful, listening activity successful, you should know that there should be repetition of those sentences. You may have done this in the classroom. Suppose you are speaking and any student is not attentive. That time, you repeat that sentence. You attract the attention of that student and again repeat that sentence. So repetition is necessary. We should repeat 2 times, 3 times same sentence so that students can understand that their listening ability may be good. After that, content. Content is very important. Suppose there is a little child. It means he is a student of pre-primary. There is another student, he is reading in primary school. Third one is reading in high school. Another one is reading in college and others are reading in university. So content for different persons will be different. According to the learners, there should be content. Suppose there is a very little child. That time content should not be very vast. That time content should be 1 word, 2 words. If he is reading in primary school, that time sentences may be spoken. In high school or colleges, paragraph may be spoken. So content is very necessary. According to learners, you should prepare your content for developing listening ability. Recording your content. Nowadays, tape recorder has become old-fashioned, but still there are so many voice recorders available that facility is even in your mobile phone. So you should record that everything. What you want children to listen, and you should record that 2 to 3 times. If you record 2 or 3 times, that time you will not have to replay that, rewind that. Once you start that voice recorder or tape recorder, students will listen it 3 times. It will develop their listening ability. So that voice recorder is easily available. Instead of tape recorder, to try to record your on tape. Video. You can also prepare videos as we have discussed much about it, then when there is audio and video, both mixed, that time learning ability of students increase. So you can make videos as we are showing here through our presentation. I am speaking and you are watching. So you should also prepare video for that. And homework should also be given to learners. What may be homework? For listening ability, they can listen news, they can watch TV. There may be different types of programs by which they will increase their listening ability. So you should also assign them homework. That what will be your homework for developing your listening ability. And when you do these all things, that time it is sure that the students will be able to learn or develop their listening skill. Now, the second one, that is called speaking strategy. If you want to develop the speaking skill of children, that time you have to adopt something. What is that? First of all, content. As I have told you about listening, that according to learners, according to their age groups, according to their classes, there should be content. In the same way, even for speaking strategy, content should be different. Suppose there is a child. He can speak some sentences about the cow, the horse, the lion. But if you give them the topic unemployment, if you give them the topic like population, pollution, it will be a difficult task for them. So content should be according to the learners. What is the ability of the learners? Suppose I tell you to tell something about Africa. It will be very difficult for you to tell what is the lifestyle of African people. But if I tell you to say about your village, about your town, that time it will not be a difficult task for you, because that content is well known to you. So content should be according to the children. Correcting errors. When anyone is learning to speak, that time you should correct their errors. While speaking, we make mistakes. It is possible. We are human beings. So mistakes are possible. It is said that to err is human. It means human beings generally do mistakes. So whenever there is error in the sentences, while speaking he is committing mistake, that time you should point out those mistakes. You should write down those errors, and after that you should tell him that this was your mistake, this was your error. You should not speak he are, you should speak he is. It means correcting error is necessary to develop speaking skill. Quantity versus quality. Just understand this very term, very good term. Quantity versus quality. There are two types of speakers, two types of learners. There are some people who are of shy nature. You can say generally some are extrovert, some are introvert. There may be omnivert also, maximum people are omnivert. Extrovert people want to speak more and more. Introvert people want to speak less. If anyone is extrovert, that time he doesn't mind his errors, mistakes. He start speaking. It means there is quantity in his speaking. But there is a person who is of shy nature, he will speak only 1 or 2 lines, but very balanced line. It means there is quality in his speaking. It means whatever he will speak, that should be correct. There will be error free. And the person who has spoken more and more, there may be many errors in his speech. So either they should maintain quantity or they should maintain quality. Both will increase speaking skill. When a person is able to speak, that time he will try to control his errors. Because now hesitation is not present in him. So anyone, if acquires the quantity, he may acquire that very quality. Quality of speaking good English, correct English. And if anyone has quality, it means he is speaking correct English, errorless English. That time he will increase his quantity. So quantity versus quality is this very concept. Either you should try to increase the quantity of the speaker or the quality of the speaker. And when he has increased his quantity, he should increase his quality. If he has quality, he should increase his quantity. This is called quality versus quantity strategy. Conversation strategies. There must be conversation. Because whenever you go in the field of our life, that time you have not to deliver a long speech anywhere. That time communication is necessary, conversation is necessary. When you speak something, others reply. And when others ask any question, you reply. It means there is no chance for one-way traffic, that you are speaking and another one is listening. So you should also try to develop conversation strategies in the classroom. How may be conversation? On different topics. Suppose you go to the supermarket. How will you talk? Suppose you go to cinema hall. How will you communicate? Suppose you are in any office. What may be subject matter for that? So you should try to develop conversation strategies in the classroom. Third one is reading strategies. As there are 4 skills, and for a teacher, there should be these all strategies. It means you should have strategies to develop these all 4 skills. And for that, you have to adopt different methods, different strategies. How can you develop the reading skill of a learner or of a children? First one is prediction. What is prediction? Suppose you find any newspaper. When you see the newspaper, that time you don't read all the news. You don't read all the news. First of all, you read the heading. When you read the heading, that time you predict whether this news is for me or not. Suppose you are a teacher and there is written that government is going to announce something good for teachers. When this is the heading, that time you predict, oh, there may be salary increase, DA increase, TA increase. And after that, you read that very column. It means you predict there is something good for you. It means by reading that very headline, prediction should be done. Whenever students are reading any poem, any story, any drama, any play, any essay, there is heading. And by heading, they should predict. Suppose there is the heading friendship. You predict something. You go to cinema. Having seen the name of the cinema. Like the heading is Pyar. That time you understand that there will be a love story in it. There will be one lover, another beloved. There will be also a villain. That will be the theme of that film. So prediction is necessary. After seeing the title, they can predict. You also predict about the book. Read the name of the book. What is the name of the book? After that, you buy that book. Oh, there may be good materials in it. After that, guessing from context. You should guess what may be in context. Suppose there is a story. Its name is friendship. That time you may predict there must be two friends and they will be good friends. Due to any problem, there may be gap in their friendship, and again when that problem will be solved, they will again be good friends. So guess what may be in the context. So guessing is necessary. Third one is skimming. Skimming is a technical word. Look over the text quickly. What is skimming? Suppose there is a page. That time you have not much time to read the whole page. I give you 30 seconds. In 30 seconds, you try to concentrate yourself. And after that, you understand what is in this very page. So skimming is that. It means during a short duration, we read the whole page or the main ideas of that page that is present in that very page. So this is also a reading strategy. And next one is scanning. It means search specific information. Scanning is done by all of us. I am giving an example. You may have submitted the fee of your ward, or you may have submitted the LIC policy premium. When the receipt of premium policy comes in your hand, what do you see? That time you only scan it. Generally, you see what is the amount that was paid. Suppose I gave money and how much money was paid. We see that whether agent has paid the money which I gave you or not. We see what is the date, on which date it was paid by the agent. I gave him on 10th of the February and he paid on the 11th of the February. It means he didn't keep money with him. And at last, we see whether my name is present or not. It means we see only one or two information in the whole receipt. Within 1 second, we scan that very receipt. Suppose you go to buy anything. That time on wrapper, a lot of things are written. But generally, what do? You scan. You see when was it manufactured, and what is its price and when will it expire. Within some seconds, you scan your information, search your information that you want. That is called scanning. It means search specific information. It should be done to develop reading skill. Silent reading versus reading aloud. Generally, there are two types of reading. One is silent reading, another is reading aloud. Students should be given both the chances. Reading aloud means when you are giving the chance for reading aloud, that time only one student should be given the chance. He is reading aloud, you are listening, others are also listening, and you will find where he is committing mistake, where he is feeling problem. Silent reading is done in groups. Even individually also silent reading is done. So if there is reading work in the classroom, that time we prefer silent reading if whole class has to read. If all will start reading, that time it will be not possible for you to hear what they are speaking. So we adopt silent reading, but both readings should be adopted. Silent reading and reading aloud. Generally, in the beginning, children prefer reading aloud. But later on, when our age increases, our learning increases, that time we prefer silent reading. And it also creates a problem, silent reading. Whether learner is reading or not, it is very difficult to understand. So these types of two things, but both reading abilities should be increased in the student, reading aloud and silent reading. Sometimes in the examination hall, you may have felt this. Student is writing and he is also speaking. He has habit of reading aloud. And even examination hall, he or she cannot control. Whatever he is or she is writing, he or she is also speaking. So there must be silent reading ability developed in those persons. One more strategy, that is writing strategies. This is the last one. If you want to say that I know language, that time you must have these all four abilities: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. How to develop writing strategy, writing skill? Copying text word to word. Sometimes you write something on the blackboard, whiteboard, green board, and you say students just copy it. And students copy word to word. Whatever you write, that is written by student. Next one is writing what you dictate. Dictation is very popular in the field of learning language. In dictation, you speak some certain words, you dictate some certain words, and learners are told to write those words. Next one is imitating a model. You give a model. Suppose you write some sentences on the curve, and after that you say, just follow these sentences and now write on the horse. So there may be many sentences which may be common even for the horse. So imitating a model, filling in blank in sentences or paragraphs. Fill in the blanks is a very common strategy for making writing skill good. Whenever there is time for you in the classroom, you give some sentences or a paragraph, fill in the blanks. This is the very common classwork or homework given to students. Fill in the blanks. It means now students will think which word is suitable for that very blank, for that very gap. So fill in the blanks is one of the writing strategies. Next one is taking a paragraph and transforming certain languages, for example, changing all verbs and time references to past tense. Sometimes we write, Ram is a boy. You are a student. And we say that you should change its form in past tense. Ram is a boy should be changed into Ram was a boy. You are a boy. You were a boy. It means we tell them to change the verb or time references. It means many types of changes may be given. Suppose any sentence is written, there is noun, and we say that at the place of noun you should use pronoun. So this is the transformation. Transformation should be done by students to increase their writing skill, and it should be implemented in the class by the teacher of English. Summarize a story, text, video, or listening clip. You can guide with your questions or keywords. Summary is a very popular thing. When you go in the higher classes, that time you will find that there is a question of writing summary. Write the summary of this very story. Write the summary of the poem. When you read any story, long story, you summarize that story within some sentences. Suppose I came here and I delivered a speech here for 1 hour. If your colleagues ask you, what was the topic? You will say, oh, the topic was teaching strategy in English. That time he may ask that, what did he teach? You will not deliver their speech for 1 hour. You will tell the main ideas or summary of the things that was delivered here. It means within 2 or 3 minutes, you will summarize all the ideas. Those were concluded in 1 hour. So summarizing a story or any text or any video, any listening clip, that is done for increasing writing skill. Some more writing skills strategy may be adopted. Making list of items, ideas, regions, etc. Or those words or sentences should also depend on the level. What is the level of learners? Like there may be some words which are related to different fields. And you can tell students to learn those words. Suppose when you say animal, they write the name of animals. In that category, there will be different name. If you tell wild animal and domestic animal, that list will be different. If you say water animal, that time list will be different. In the same way, suppose you say classroom, write the things which are present in the classroom. That will have something different list. And if you tell a student to write the things which are present in your house, that list will be different. So give students to prepare lists of items, writing what your students want to learn in English and why. Students should also be given chance to write what they want to write, what they want to learn. When you will provide them chance, that time it will be very easy for you. They will also write the reason why they want to learn this. Suppose here many persons are sitting and it is said that what should be the topic for discussion. That time different types of people will tell different types of topic. They will write different types of topic, and they will also tell the reason behind it. Why do they want that this topic should be discussed? So this type of things should be done. Writing letters, that letter may be complaint letter, writing to a friend, advice, relatives. For this, you can also do that. If you want to make it very interesting, you should give them postcard. You should give them envelope. They will writing letter and put that letter in that very envelope. So writing letters is also a strategy. Sometimes you will find that if you have to write any application to your principal, that time you take suggestion of your colleagues, your friends. I have to take CL, or I have to take EL, or I have to take medical. How should I write? So developing writing skill, they should be given chance of writing letters. There are some teaching strategies. It may be adopted in any subject, whether this is language or other things. I am telling you what are those strategies that should be adopted. Be clear about what you want your students to learn. First of all, you should be clear what you are going to teach students, what you are going to give your students. If you are not clear, that time when you will go to give them, that time it will not possible for you. Suppose you have 5 pens. One is red, another is black, green, yellow. And you have to give one pen. If you have not decided which pen you have to give, that time it will be a problem for you. After going there, you will think whether I should give blue or black or green or red. So if you are going in the classroom, that time it must be clear to you that what your students will learn from it. Tell your students what they need to know and show them what they need to be able to do. It should be also known to students that what will they learn, what will they know, and why they should know it. Suppose you are telling them about the life of America. That time students must know why I should know about America. Will I be able to go to America? Will I learn anything from American life? So students need to know, and they should be able to know why they are learning it. Use questions to check that your students understand things. Questioning is very necessary. When you are teaching in the classroom, time to time you should ask questions. When you ask questions, that time it is clear to you whether they are learning or not. If you don't ask questions, you will not be able to know whether they have learned those things or not. Have students summarize new information in a graphical way. If they can collect those information, they should try to collect. There should be summary of those informations as you are doing. Here I am speaking and you are all collecting points. Whenever you will see those points, that time all the things which I have spoken regarding that point, that will come in your mind. It means you are preparing summary of that very thing. On the basis of that, you can just deliver the things which was delivered by me. Give your students plenty of practice spaced out over time. Practice is necessary. It is said that practice makes a man perfect. If you want to bring perfection in your students, you should give time for them to practice. That may be in the form of classwork, that may be in the form of homework. So it is said that classwork and homework are the part of teaching. And generally, when you don't give homework to your students, even parents claim no homework is given to the children. Homework is necessary to make them involved in that very work. Students or learners come to you for some time, and when they are not present in front of you, they are engaged through homework in that very activity. Provide your students with feedback so they can refine their efforts. You should also give feedback like thank you, very good, well done. These words will refine your work. It means students will try to do that work in better way. Suppose there is clapping for anyone in the classroom. That time other students also think there should be clapping for me. If teacher has told any student very good, other students also want to learn for them. And allow time for every child to succeed. Each and every child should be given chance for getting success. Suppose you have given any work, that time you should give chance to all students. Get students working together in productive ways. There should be peer learning. Students should help each other in the process of learning. When they help each other, that time teaching becomes very easy for you and learning becomes easy for students. Teach students strategies as well as content. Only strategies should not be taught. Content should also be taught. What is your content? And nurture metacognition. These are the method of teaching. Now, I am going to discuss whenever you are going in the class of English, you adopt some methods of teaching English. What are the methods of teaching English? Those I am going to discuss. First method is direct method. Its main focus is oral skill and it is taught via repetitive drilling. Students need to try and guess the rules through the teacher's oral presentation. Direct method you can understand. As you are teaching Hindi in the classroom, you are teaching Hindi with direct method. In the same way, English should be in direct method. It means English should be taught in English. If you have gone to teach English, you should speak English. When you speak English, children will be able to listen English. You should write English so that student can read English. Because listening ability develops by speaking. When you speak, others will listen, and when you write, others will read. In direct method, English to English teaching goes. And nowadays, this method is adopted in schools. It is said that in the classroom of English, you should talk in English. That is direct method. Next one is grammar translation method. This is the traditional way of learning a language, and it is still commonly used. The students learn all grammar rules, so they are able to translate a number of sentences. In our country, we prefer grammar translation method, or this is the traditional method by which we have learned English. Our teachers were teaching us grammar rules, and our teacher was also giving us some translation. In the English class, it was going on daily. Grammar and translation. You should read some rules of grammar and you should do at least 5 or 10 translations. And even today, this is the most accepted method in our country. Grammar translation method, you know well about this. Audiolingual method. Whether direct method focuses on teaching of vocabulary, audiolingual method focuses on teaching grammar. In direct method, students learn vocabulary, a lot of words. And in audiolingual method, students learn grammar. It means here there is focus on grammar, and in direct method, there is focus on vocabulary. In this case, in the case of bad use of English, the learners receive negative feedback, and when a learner demonstrates good use of English, he gets positive remark. The remark is also given. When a student is not able to express himself in good way, that time negative remark is given. And if anyone has done very good, that time positive remark is given. This is called audiolingual method. Structural approach. This method is all about structure. Idea is behind this that any language is made up of complex grammar rules. You may have also read structure like subject plus verb, subject plus helping verb plus V1, V2, V3. Generally, when you were reading tense, that time structure is taught. That subject plus helping verb plus V4, subject plus V2. So this is called structural approach. It means we teach structure to the students, that this is the structure of a sentence, and on the basis of this structure, you should make different types of sentences. Suggestopedia. This may be a new term for you. Suggestopedia, there is a lot of art and music involved. It means it is that very type of method where English is taught with the help of art and music. There may be music while teaching poem. There may be art while teaching drama, story, play. This is called suggestopedia. Total physical response. It is that very thing where we learn by doing anything. It is also called learning by doing. Like in the junior classes, we repeat some sentences like stand up, student stand up, sit down, student sit down. Again and again says stand up, sit down, stand up, sit down. Students learn what does stand up mean. They learn what does sit down mean. They can understand like open your book, close the door, walk to the window, open the window, shut the window. It means students learn by repetitive actions. Again and again, those actions are repeated. That is called total physical response. It means when there is that order, students have to do it. When I told that take your pencil, all students will take their pencil. Again, teacher will keep your pencil. in the pencil box, students will keep. And when this will be repeated many times, when this physical response will be done, they will know this. What does it mean? Communicative language teaching. Learners communicate more effectively and correctly in realistic situations. This type of teaching involves focusing on important functions like suggesting, thanking, inviting, compelling, complaining, etc. It means here communication is taught, how to communicate with others. That is one more strategy of teaching. Silent way. This method of learning English follows a structural syllabus, grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation. There is no test, formal test for students. Students learn and they are encouraged to learn those things of grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation. Community language learning. This is a very good style of teaching. You should know. A lot of L1. L1 means language work. Language one means mother tongue is used for translation purposes. If you encourage this community language learning, that time learning of English may be good. Suppose you are saying that this is a pigeon. Students don't know what is the English of kabutar. They can say this is a kabutar. It means word kabutar or word shape should be used, that very word in English. As we are using many words of English in Hindi, in the same way, words of Hindi may be used in English. Suppose I don't know English of this. I may say this is my chasma. This is my thaila. It means Hindi word can be used. It means mother tongue words can be used for translation purposes. And this is being done. When you read a story written by me, although I have written 2 books for Vidya Bharati, that is the part of syllabus in class 4 and 5 in all the Sisu Mandirs of Bihar and Jharkhand. It means there are about 700 schools where this pustak is a part of syllabus. In that book, I have written a story, Veer Hanuman. In that very story, there are a lot of words which are used of mother tongue, like Gada, Devi, Devta. It means there are so many words like Sindhu. If you read that story, you will find that these words are of Hindi. But I have used those words in English. This is called community language learning. It means students will use that very word which they are using in their house. There is no problem while speaking English. Task-based language learning. Relevant and interesting tasks are set by the teachers. Tasks should be very relevant and also it should be interesting. And students are expected to complete that task without committing mistake or error. There may be error, but they should try to reduce errors as much as it is possible. Lexical approach. Teachers place a great emphasis on authentic materials and realistic scenarios for learning. They create different type of scenarios. And on the basis of that, students learn it. As I have told you, there were 10 methods of teaching English, but those 10 methods can be divided into these 4 methods. That is called teacher-centered method, learner-centered method, content-focused method, and interactive or participative method. Teacher-centered method means their teacher is doing everything. As this class was going on, this was teacher-centered method. Today I delivered each and everything from my side. No chance was given to you. Next one is called learner-centered method. There was a class when I was giving you a lot of activities, lot of work. You were doing a lot of tasks. When I was taking task of multiple intelligence, that time it was learner-centered method. It means you were doing each and everything. I were only giving you chance. That was learner-centered method, or that is also called student-centered method. Content-focused method. Content-focused means we have all the focus on the content. This may also say that today we talk about strategies, not other things. That is called content focus, or interactive or participative method. Means when your learners interact with you, they participate in that very work which is going on the classroom. That is called interactive participative method. And if you adopt these all methods, it is sure that your students will be a good speaker or good learner of English. And these are the strategies. Those should be adopted in your classroom to make your learners a good learner, or you can say a person who has knowledge of these all things. It means all the 4 abilities or 4 skills are present: listening, reading, speaking, reading, and writing. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day. If you have any question, you can ask.
Once again, many thanks to Mr. Rajesh Kumar for delivering his marvelous and very informative information among us. अब से ठीक 45 मिनट्स के बाद हम लोग फिर इसी सभागार में जमा होंगे, जब हमारा दूसरा सत्र 12 बजे से स्टार्ट होने वाला है। तो तब तक के लिए आप रिक्रिएशन कर सकते हैं। फिर हम लोग 11:45 में इसी सभागार में उपस्थित होंगे। धन्यवाद।
कर दिए हैं।